Hey, this is Mike. Welcome back to the Tactical Llama. You've been monetized. How do you make sure you stay monetized? Stick around. We're going to talk all about it here on the Tactical Llama. All right, here we go. So you've been monetized on YouTube and you are a firearms channel. How do you make sure that you avoid the strikes? How do you make sure that you stay monetized? We're going to break down how to get monetized, the 3 different levels of monetization, and how we can avoid the issues we might find. YouTube put out the guidelines, and these are the current guidelines as of today from YouTube. How we're going to do this. Again, monetization, how you do it, what the levels are, and then the things within those levels of how to do it, of how to stay monetized. First of all, to get monetized, the first level where you can add memberships and stickers and super chats, that kind of stuff, that's 500 subscribers. The next one to get monetized for ads is 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, or in 365 days, or 10 million shorts views in 90 days. That just seems staggering to me. I'm glad that's not what I'm focusing on. Our channel just got monetized, so I thought it would be a good time to come out and talk about what we're going to try to avoid, because I certainly have some videos now that are not fully monetized. I have a lot that are, and I have some that have actually no monetization based off of their automation system. That's how they do it. It's all automated. If you feel that it has not reached the level and you have not violated any guidelines, you can submit a review and a human will look at that. Doesn't mean it gets monetized though, so just keep that in mind. The first 3 levels, fully monetized, that can earn revenue. Next to your dashboard in your YouTube studio, you'll see 3 different dollar signs. You'll see a green dollar sign, you'll see a yellow dollar sign, and a red dollar sign. If you are fully monetized, you'll see the green dollar sign. So to get ad revenue from these monetized videos, here's what you can do. It can be non or semi-automatic and unmodified guns shown in a safe environment like a shooting range or a clear open area. So I'm going to kind of refer back to this quite a bit because I don't want to misquote anything that YouTube has. Also, we're not putting anything in this video that's gun related. You're not going to see any guns, you're not going to see any scopes, optics, nothing, because I'm going to see if YouTube fully monetizes it or not based off just our channel. What I'm talking about here is a gun range, purpose built for purpose, an open area where no one could potentially be in danger. So if you're shooting in a forest, that may very well be excluded from monetization or get limited monetization, unless you have a private range and you can clearly state that that's what that is. Firearms and paintball gun assembly and disassembly for the purpose of repair or maintenance. So you can show that. You can disassemble a firearm. You can show, hey, here on my AR-15, here's the gas rings, here's what to look for on the bolt carrier, on the bolts, or the and how that works, or the carrier group. Make sure you check these screws. That kind of stuff you can do, that's allowed. Responsible use of airsoft, bullet, or BB guns. So examples of the content that they'll let you have: discussion of gun legislation or issues of gun control, gun reviews and demonstrations. So this video is an issue of gun control. Content featuring optical scopes and silencers, prop guns when not used to harm a person or property. You can have that stuff. So some definitions. What is a safe environment? That refers to locations like shooting range or enclosed areas that are purpose-built for target practice or shooting. Modifications refer to anything that interferes, enhances, or changes the internal function of the product, as well as hair triggers, bump stocks, explosives, incendiary rounds like dragon's breath rounds from shotguns, or other attachments like thermal, infrared sights, or large capacity magazines. The thermal scopes is kind of weird. I don't know what their big issue with those is, but you can't use them. And large capacity magazines, 30 rounds or more, can't have them. That's all content that you can do that's safe within the monetization of YouTube for full monetization. The next one, and that's a green dollar sign. The next one is going to be a yellow dollar sign. This is limited. Now the problem here is that's the entire section for limited revenue. That is it right there. Use of guns outside a controlled environment, or use of airsoft or ball bullet guns, BB guns, against others without protective gear. If you're at a paintball range or a airsoft range and you decide you want to shoot your buddy and you want to film it, you cannot monetize that if you're not wearing protective gear. Showing guns used in an unprepared or controlled environment, public street, outside a home, or anywhere bystanders or other people's property are put at risk. I do a lot of videos from home. Go to the range, shoot my range time, then come home and do my review. I don't know if that counts as outside the home because I'm not firing the weapon at home. I'm just sitting here in a controlled environment where there's no ammunition, it's not being shot. So could that be partially non-monetized? I have a lot of videos that fall in that category, unfortunately, and they're only partially monetized. So we'll have to watch for those. So now here's the section that cannot be monetized. This is going to be the red dollar sign in your YouTube studio. Content shows gun creation or modification, including assembly or disassembly. As long as the disassembly is for maintenance or repair purposes, you can do that. But if you're just breaking them down and going, oh, look at all these cool things, that may not be monetized. You can't promote gun makers or sellers or facilitate the sale of a gun. That's an interesting thing because if I say that I bought this from a gun store, but as long as I'm not promoting them, I'm not putting their banner on my screen, I'm not putting a link to their website, none of that you can't do that. That's promotion. If I'm just saying I got it from them, but you got to go figure out where they are. That's on you. That's not on me. I'm not telling you where to go get it. I can't tell you either, hey, I would buy this Smith & Wesson. You should too. I can't do that. That would fall maybe on the fine line of limited monetization versus no monetization. So just keep that in mind. Minors using guns without adult supervision. I got a strike and had a video pulled down because of that. Even though I was clearly in the video with my daughter, I had to review it and they eventually did put it back up. But initially I got a strike for it. But that was removed once I appealed it and they saw, hey, I'm actually in the video. You can't show any guns modified with bump stocks or hair triggers. If your gun has maybe even a binary trigger, that could fall in that category. Now, if I just show you a rifle that has a trigger in it that you have swapped out and I don't say what it is and I don't show its functionality, then you're okay. But once you start saying what it is and it's known to be in that firearm, you have violated the guidelines. And again, no thermal night vision, no infrared sights, that kind of stuff. In the video, I can't even show you a rifle with a magazine sticking out of it or the magazine sitting on the table or me holding it to show you, hey, you can't do this. That's not allowed. No 30 round magazines, and no belt fed. I do have videos that have those, and so they fell under the limited monetization. So I know that it's there, and I guess it's really just up to YouTube to figure out what it slips through, what doesn't. I don't get it. So that's why I now own a bunch of 28 round magazines for my AK, and I own 10 rounds for my AK, and I own 15 and 20 rounds for my ARs so that I don't have that problem. And any guns modified to fire more than one round. So that binary trigger, right? You pull it once, that's really only one round. But when I let go of it, it fires another round. Could that fall into the category of this, of non-monetization? I'm sure it can, so be careful with those. Some examples of content, and here's a long section of everything you cannot do that they clearly line out, even though some of the other sections are very limited. Guides on how to do bump stocks in a firearm. Bump stocks are illegal anyway. They've been made illegal. You can't have bump stock. I can't tell you recommendations like, hey, here's the top 10 gun stores in my area. Go see them for the best deals. I can't do that. That is not allowed. That's promoting those stores. Now, if I say I bought this from a store and that is it, I don't say where it is. I don't tell you to go buy it from that store. I don't tell you anything else about that store. I don't link a description. I don't link in my title, nothing. Then that could possibly fall into the category to be monetized, but could fall into the limited. I can't refer directly to a site facilitating gun sales. I can't refer you to it. All I can say is this is where I got it. I can't tell you, hey, go look them up. Go check these guys out. You won't see banners on my videos anymore that tell you. I may tell you where I got it from, but that's it. I won't tell you how I got it from them or to go buy it from them or where they're located. None of that kind of stuff. You got to go do that homework on your own. You can't have promotions of a sale of a firearm or component, including but not limited to the sale of a firearm, or a component that is essential to or enhances the functionality of a firearm. Adding, and here's the list. So 80% finished guns, can't do that. Ammunition, ammunition clips. I love the fact they don't even know the correct terminology, but yet they're telling us we can't do it. Silencers, ammunition belts, stocks, conversion kits, gun grips, scopes, sights. I cannot promote and tell you where to go buy this stuff from. Even though, like Amazon, technically, if I put a link to Amazon, that would violate no matter what. If I tell you, hey, I bought a Barbie from Amazon and I put that in my video, Amazon sells a lot of this stuff. Technically, I've violated YouTube's policies. So again, I can't promote the sale of any of this stuff. It doesn't say that I can't tell you where I bought it from. I just can't tell you to go buy it from them. There's definitely a difference there. Now, is it going to be a problem? It might still be a problem. We'll have to wait and find out. Any videos which promote content for gun stores. So I can't say, go to XYZ gun store because they have the best guns in town. I can't do that. I can't promote manufacturer or discount codes for gun stores. Hey, get 10% off here. Nope, don't do that. I can't do videos containing firearm making, even replicas. I can't do that. Again, as long as I'm disassembling or assembling for maintenance purposes to show you how to properly maintain a gun to keep it safe, which is what we always want to promote. Anyone who does this should be promoting gun safety no matter what. No printed gun parts and assembly, disassembly of firearms for the purpose of modification. That's why in my videos, if I'm doing anything to the firearm, you will not see that I have done it on camera from here on out. Now, there's another spot for firearm policy on YouTube. It's kind of confusing. It says, I cannot provide instructions on how to install the above mentioned accessories. So I can't promote, again, the sell firearms, certain firearms, accessories through direct sales. Can't do that. Accessories that enable the firearm to simulate automatic fire. We talked about that. Bump stocks, magazines. I can't provide instructions on manufacturing any of these things. So there's a lot out there. I'm going to put a link in the description to the policy from YouTube so you know that I'm not misquoting and YouTube knows I'm not misquoting anything. We're going to find out if this gets fully monetized or if it gets partially monetized. But I do want to say thank you to all of you who have subscribed to the channel, who watch my videos, who have gotten to the point where we are monetized and I can now talk about this and try to give you my insight into this type of stuff. So going forward, you're definitely going to see some of my videos where we're going to modify the process and how I do it to try to fit what's inside these guidelines. If I think it's definitely worth showing, then I'll do it and I just won't get monetized. It's no big deal. But I do want to ask any of you that are new, who managed to make it to the end, please subscribe, like, share the videos, check out our Patreon right here. Everything you're doing has been amazing. Check out our merch. Here is the link, and I'm going to show you in the description the link to our merch. And here's a picture of what it looks like. I'm super happy with it. For some reason, I can't show it on YouTube. It says it's not allowed in the US. I hope that's just a glitch, but it will be in the description. So please support us, buy some merch. I think it's pretty cool. And until next time, stay free, stay safe, support the Second Amendment, support our troops, and we'll see you in the next video on the Tactical Llama.